Hi guys, K-Movie Recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to explain a 2021 Korean sci-fi drama movie called Seo Bok. This movie tells the story of an ex-agent of the intelligence agency and an immortal superhuman who is a specimen of a secret experiment. They are involved in dangerous situations due to several forces who want to take possession of the experiment result. The story starts with Min Ki-hun, who is an ex-agent of the intelligence agency, having trouble sleeping for the past 2 days. He goes to his friend in a hospital to ask for some drugs to help him sleep. After he gets it, he goes to a nearby lake to use the drugs and sleeps in his car. While asleep, he is dreaming that he drowns in the lake. It looks like he has a traumatic event in the past that he can't forget. Suddenly, a man in a suit wakes him up and forces him to follow him. It turns out that his ex-superior, Heon, is the one who summoned him. He asks Min to do a secret mission. For some reason, he agrees to do it despite his reluctance. Min then goes to a large ship with a secret high-tech laboratory inside. He meets Dr. Shin, who is one of the researchers in that laboratory. Dr. Shin explains to Min that they are conducting the first genetically engineered clone on humans, which is led by Dr. Lim. They successfully clone a human with a different genetic sequence. That specimen is immortal and his bone marrow can cure any disease known to humankind. Moreover, he has a strong brainwave that makes him able to control things around him. They call him Seo Bok. When Seo Bok is demonstrating his power, Min suddenly collapses. After he awakes, Dr. Shin knows that Min has a deadly brain tumor. He offers him to be a test subject for the Seo Bok bone marrow experiment, which he gladly accepts. After that, he goes to meet Heon. He explains all about the experiment to Min. He tells him that recently one of the researchers was killed by an unknown group. It looks like there is someone who is trying to steal the experiment result. So they are planning to move Seo Bok to a secure bunker. Min's mission is to escort Seo Bok during the transfer. On the next day, he goes back to the lab to get Seo Bok for the transfer. He sees Seo Bok endures pain when the researcher injects something into him. Dr. Lim tells him that Seo Bok needs an inhibitor injection every day to stay alive because his cell division is too rapid. He is invisible to any kind of disease but still can die if he is killed or gets into an accident. During the transfer, a group of men with heavy weapons attack the convoy. Min's team fails to defend the attack, making them successfully kidnap Seo Bok and Min. At their hideout, one of the attackers tries to inject something into Seo Bok. This makes Seo Bok angry and knocks him down with his power. Min and Seo Bok then successfully run away in a truck. Min immediately calls Heon for backup. He tells him to go to a nearby safe house. Unfortunately, the truck breaks down midway, which makes them have to walk to the safe house. Seo Bok asks Min a bunch of questions about the situation. He doesn't understand why people hunt him down. But it turns out that Seo Bok already knew that he is an immortal specimen. They walk through a night market, which is the first time for Seo Bok to see normal life outside the lab. At the safe house, Seo Bok becomes addicted to instant noodles. While eating, he tells Min that Dr. Lim is actually his mother. Finally, backup has come. But unexpectedly, they try to kill Seo Bok. Heon has instructed them to take out Seo Bok. Min tries to protect Seo Bok. When they shoot him, Seo Bok deflects the bullets with his power and knocks them down. Heon orders Min to kill Seo Bok immediately for the safety of the nation, but he declines. They can't trust the intelligence agency anymore, so Min brings Seo Bok to the laboratory. On the way to the lab, Seo Bok vomits blood. It happens because he hasn't got his daily dose of inhibitor injection. They stop at a gas station. Min leaves Seo Bok alone to call the lab to tell them about Seo Bok's condition. When he is alone, he goes to a mini-market and has a quarrel with some teenager there. He beats them with his power and destroys the whole mini-market. Because of this, the intelligence agency now knows about their location. They quickly resume their journey, but when Seo Bok knows that they are heading to the lab, he opposes the idea. He hates the lab and doesn't want to go back there. In the heat of the argument, Min suddenly collapses again. When he awakes, Seo Bok is still there. They sit on the beach together under the night sky. Seo Bok tells Min about his daily life in the lab with his mom and the fact that he never sleeps in his life. They then discuss more about the mortality of humankind. Min tells Seo Bok the story of when he betrayed his partner under the order of Heon, which is the biggest regret in his life. Seo Bok asks Min to take him to a nearby church. It turns out that it is a memorial place for Han Kyung-yoon, the real son of Dr. Lim. He died in an accident and she cloned him, which is how Seo Bok was born. He then decides to go back to the lab, the place where he belongs. On the way there he vomits more blood and becomes weaker. Seeing this, Min accelerates the car, but it makes the police and the intelligence agency know his position and chase him. In front of the laboratory ship, the intelligence has set up a barricade, making him unable to enter the ship. Suddenly, an airstrike blows up the barricade, and an unknown group of mercenaries comes. It's the same group who attacked the transfer convoy. It turns out that they are hired by Chairman Kim, the funder of the secret experiment. He already knew that the intelligence agency had made an agreement with the US to kill Seo Bok, so he hired a mercenary group to stop them. The mercenary tases Min, making him unconscious, then brings them inside the lab. Heon asks Chairman Kim to stop playing God and hand over Seo Bok to them, but he refuses. When Min wakes up, he sees Seo Bok attached to a bone marrow extraction machine. Dr. Shin explains to him that Seo Bok will be attached to that machine forever. Min feels that it is morally wrong, so he forces Dr. Shin to stop the procedure. He grabs a gun from one of the guards and takes Dr. Shin as a hostage. He looks for Dr. Lim, but to his surprise, Dr. Lim is already dead. Earlier, she tried to kill Chairman Kim, but one of the guards shot her dead. Min is heavily outnumbered, which makes the guards successfully take him down. Suddenly Seo Bok rises from the machine and sees his mother's dead body, which makes him furious. Dr. Shin tries to inject a sedative into Seo Bok, but Seo Bok realizes it and uses his power to repeatedly slam him to the ground. The guards shoot him, but his power deflects all the bullets. He easily defeats all the guards and goes to Chairman Kim, the one who is responsible for the experiment. He crushes him with his power, killing him instantly. He then goes outside, where the intelligence agency troops are already waiting for him. He uses his brainwave power so hard until he vomits blood. Seeing this, Min tries to help him. Seo Bok then rises once again and uses all of his remaining power to create a huge crater on the ground, trapping all the troops inside. An oil pipe is leaking towards the crater. He asks Min to end his life or he will burn all the troops alive. He doesn't have any more reason to live and wants to end all of his suffering. At first, Min hesitates, but he finally agrees and shoots Seo Bok as he requested, ending his eternal life. In the end, the experiment couldn't contribute to anything. It only brings pain and suffering. Min contemplates for the last time at the beach where he and Seo Bok once sat together, then he walks away in silence. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.